easy go.
It's been 10 years since Death Note ended, and today we got this one shot, a sort of a sequel to Death Note featuring President Trump. For those of you guys who haven't read the one shot, I will leave a link in the description. Do check it out. You can download the manga for absolutely free. And here's a card to my video showing you guys how you can get manga chapters for free in English. Do check it out. So let's get into today's video. Before we start, let's make one thing very clear. This one shot can never compare to the original Death Note series. This is just a fun spin-off. It's enjoyable, it is really funny, but it does by no means the same Death Note that was quite essentially dominating the manga and anime world during 2007 and 2006. It's not at the same caliber. The popularity and the success of the original Death Note was based on two characters, Light and L. These two characters were the reason. The clash between the two of them was the reason why Death Note was immensely popular. When L died and a majority of the fandom started to feel uneasy and the quality of the Death Note manga sort of dropped, Nia was never a replacement for L. So as soon as Light died, the series was pretty much done. Now this is just a spin-off, and it starts off in a very typical Death Note manner. Ryuk happens to drop his Death Note in the human world, and a student named Tanaka picks up the Death Note. Unlike Light, Tanaka does not go on to become Kira and become this god who's cleaning up the planet. Instead, he asks Ryuk to come back to him after 2 years. And the reason that he does not want to acquire and become Kira's successor is because of the fact that the world has changed. Now we have surveillance cameras everywhere, internet has become widely popular, and hacking and all those things have become unbelievably popular. The level of cybersecurity has increased. There are cameras everywhere now. If Tanaka had been put in the same shoes of Light and being investigated by the FBI, he couldn't have killed the two FBI agents so easily. He would have obviously got caught. So for these reasons, this boy Tanaka refuses to become Kira. However, he still plans on making use of the Death Note. He puts up the Death Note for auction. He asks Ryuk to go to Sakura TV and display this piece of paper saying that the Death Note, the power of Kira, is up for auction and the bidding will take place on Twitter. And since Ryuk is a Shinigami, no other human can spot him. So the paper appears to be flying, and the guys who touched the Death Note previously, such as Nia, Matsuda, Aizawa, these guys get to see Ryuk standing there. So they get to know the fact is legit, and Nia kind of jumps in. This one shot clearly proves that Nia is completely useless. He's by no means equal to L. So Nia basically in this one shot kind of says that he wants to meet this new Kira, he wants to investigate him, but doesn't do anything much. So everything goes on, and eventually this bidding gets really serious. At this point, the government starts to place their bid. All the countries starts to place their bid, and President Trump wins the bid by buying the Death Note for $4 quadrillion. That's a lot of money. And here's the genius of this Tonaka boy. He, instead of transferring the money completely to his account, he asks the US government to completely distribute it to all the account holders of age less than 60. So it making him completely impossible to trace. So he is very smart, but by no means he is a comparison to L or Light. During this transaction, we have Ryuk being summoned by the Shinigami King, and the Shinigami King finds out about this whole auction and selling of Death Note, and he gives out a new rule saying that whoever sells the Death Note will die as soon as he receives the money for the Death Note, and whoever buys the Death Note will also die. Ryuk is in charge of delivering the Death Note to President Trump. As soon as President Trump touches the Death Note, he sees Ryuk, and Ryuk kind of explains the new rule to him. So Trump kind of backs out and he says that I'm not going to take the Death Note, but at the same time I will say to the people that I have taken the Death Note, but I will not kill anyone. Like, he's trying to act as if he's a saint. Ryuk, however, does not warn Tonaka about this new rule, and eventually Tonaka's life is at risk and he will die as soon as he withdraws the amount from the bank. But for some strange reason, Ryuk writes Tonaka's name in his own Death Note below Light Yagami's name. So Tonaka now dies, and that's where the one shot ends. I really don't get it. Why did they bother to do a one shot after so many years? Maybe they're planning to do a full-fledged season 2 of Death Note, which I really don't think is a good idea, because as I said, Death Note was successful because of Light and L. Unless and until they somehow bring both of them back and start the clash between the two guys, I don't really see a sequel to Death Note being successful. Maybe the studios are trying to test the water with this one shot, or the authors of the Death Note franchise are going to write another series and this is like a hype builder for that. I'm not sure. If I get any information, I will definitely let you guys know. So that's all I have for this video. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe, turn on notification, and I'll see you guys in the next one.